we're doing the rules at Circle. So let's talk about the rules. At Circle, I sit on my, what do you sit on? Bottom. I look at the teacher. You girls know this. I listen with my ears, and I have nice hands. And we make sure that we look like Davy Do-Good. Let's see. Davy didn't want to come off the wall. He was stuck. This is Davy Guga. Do you look like him? Ready to listen? Ready to listen. Awesome. So today's a little different. We are going to do our weather and our calendar like normal. And then our owl cart is not going to be the same. We're going to do things a little different, okay? So let's start by putting on our weather binoculars and look up in the sky. What do you see?
Cloudy.
Cloudy. Let's see. Is that cloudy? That's rainy. Is that cloudy? That is. So we're going to put cloudy. And we're going to read it together. Today's weather is
Cloudy.
Cloudy. It is. Ooh, and we've been talking about this month for a while. What is it? October. Right here. Our letter O for October.
You told me the October was over.
October is almost over. We have 2 more days left in October. So when you go home and then you have the weekend and you come back to school, this is all going to be different. All these numbers are going to be gone. We're going to have a brand new pattern. It's going to be a new month. But we do have 1 more day of school in October.
And then you're going to be.
And then who I'm going to be, I'll turn back into Miss E on Monday. Okay?
Let's say that on.
You want me to keep this on? I've got my pointer stuck in my hair. So we're going to count all these days.
Can you take your hat off for a second?
We're going to start with the number 1. Let me hear you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Good,
Maggie.
30. It goes right down here. So we've got to figure out what is tomorrow's picture going to be. You think it's going to be an owl? Let's try. Let's see. So our pattern starts here. Pumpkin, pumpkin, owl. 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 What will it be?
What are you going to?
Should we check? This is our very last one that's going to go on this calendar. Oh man, let's see. Do you think it's pumpkin or owl?
Owl.
Do you think it's owl? Let's see. What do you think at home, pumpkin or owl?
I think pumpkin.
Oh, it is pumpkin. It's our last day of October tomorrow. So we'll stick that right up here.
And then we'll put it down tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll put it down, and then when you come back on Monday, we will have this month right here. Starts with the letter N. November.
Can I see the picture we're going to get?
Our pattern that we're going to use, you would like to preview it? Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. let's see if Miss E can find it. We are going to have some brown leaves. We are going to have some turkeys.
Can I see? Can I see?
And we will have some orange leaves.
Can I see?
That will be our brand new pattern. I'm so excited.
I want to keep doing this one.
You want to do this month. This is a fun month, isn't it? We'll get to do so many more fun things next month too. All right, let's put those back there so Miss E doesn't forget where she put them. So when we do owl cart today, like I said, it's going to be a little bit different than we normally do it. Because normally we get choices. What are we going to do at Water Center, at Dramatic Play, and Blocks, and Write-In? But today, we're going to have a little bit of teamwork going on. So all of our friends at home can do the same things that we're doing right here, all at the same time. So we're going to start with one activity, and then we'll go to the second, third,
Nana.
and fourth. All right? So I want to show you our first activity.
Mommy.
Friends at home, you should have in your bags pumpkins with your names on them and some black paper,
Is that mine?
scissors, and a glue stick. Because that's what we'll need for this first project. So you will see that every friend has their name on theirs. There's Maggie and Kyla.
Oh, Shirley's holding hers up.
And Shirley has hers. You see these black lines in between all your letters? We're going to cut up those tall black lines. When we're done cutting, we'll use our glue stick to glue our pumpkin back together onto our black paper like a puzzle. So that will be our first thing we do together. Our second thing we're going to do, so while friends at home are cutting and gluing, if parents want to get stuff ready, I'm just going to share what we're going to do all day, so if you wanted to get the next thing ready while we're doing one project at a time. You should have a squash. This is a winter squash. And you can feel free to explore them. They all look a little different. They have different bumps on them. Some places are smooth. Some places on them are rough. They look kind of like a pumpkin. But it's green. Just like a pumpkin.
Doesn't look like that.
No, a pumpkin is orange. But, whoop, in a little bit, before we do our science today, we will get to look at the inside of the squash and the inside of a pumpkin. And we'll get to see how are they the same and how are they different. Because these are both fruits, and these both came from farms right here in Maine. They were grown right here. They both have seeds inside, and believe it or not, they are actually both orange inside. But this one, we're not going to cut open up this squash, but you could cook these if you take them home and you clean them just like you wash all your other fruits. You could take these home and eat them and try some squash for dinner.
I don't like squash.
I love squash too. I'm going to show you.
I don't like squash.
I think I forgot my paper. Miss Seams, would you mind grabbing, or Miss Maribon, would you mind grabbing me just a piece of paper? I guess I forgot to grab my paper.
What kind?
Oh, there's one on
If you just open up the cabinet right in front of you, just a light color would be fine.
No, what are you doing?
So,
I'm watching you.
I'm going to show my friends at home so they can see a little clearer. Right here is the bottom of mine. Yours might look a little different. Thank you, Miss Maribel. And
Mommy.
this is the stem. So we're going to paint our squash stamping with the very bottom. And you'll all have a different shape that comes out of yours. And that's kind of what makes art so beautiful, is when it's all different and unique. So I'm going to show you what we'll do. I have chosen two colors
Can I see? Can I see?
of paint. My two colors are not touching just yet, but if I choose to make them touch, they might make a new color. So let's see what happens. I'm going to stamp it, so that means I'm going to just push it right into the paint. Set it right on my paint. I'm going to pick it up. See that that paint has transferred from my plate onto the squash. And then I will stamp. You could choose whatever color paper
We're
you
gonna
have.
compare the inside
And
to the pumpkin.
there's my squash stamp.
Can I see? Can I see?
If you look very closely,
It might
That would have been
green.
interesting.
it did look a little green from the yellow paper. If you wanted to try to get more paint on the outside edges, you could try that too.
Hey,
And stamp it however you would like.
Thanks, Jimmy. May I have to get close to the screen?
Hold on, Kyla. We'll talk to Mammy in just a moment. We have two more things to talk about. Thank you. Then we are going to put our squash away, and we get to pull out our pumpkins. And this is when we're gonna paint our pumpkins. So I have a couple colors. You can pick whatever colors you want. And I have a paintbrush. And I'm just going to dip. And what happens if I have too much paint on my paintbrush?
It won't dry.
It won't dry, so I've got to swipe, and then I'm going to just paint my pumpkin. I could choose to blend some colors if I wanted and make new colors. I just had my my blue and my yellow just hugged, and they made a new color, green. They blended together.
Are you trying to
could
make it a
paint-
squash?
It does look like my squash, doesn't it? Maybe this pumpkin is going to dress up as a squash. That would be silly. All right, and then our very last one. I gotta bring it on over here.
No name.
We have a science to do. We are going to use baking soda and vinegar. And at home, friends, if you want to wait to do this and just watch it in the classroom, that is totally fine because it can be a little messy.
I did that at Daddy's too.
You could do it at Daddy's.
Hands.
Oh, you cleaned out the inside?
With
So-
our hands.
We will have to clean out the inside of this one. Look at all those seeds inside. All those seeds. Some people choose to eat the seeds. They cook them. Sometimes they put salt and some other seasonings on them. And then when it's all cleaned out, we are going to put our vinegar and our baking soda in it, and it's going to make a volcano. So let's head on over, and we will start with our cutting and our gluing first.
I want to do that.